Liverpool are in the Champions League final again under Jurgen Klopp. That is 3 of the possible, maybe 7, I think, Champions League finals that Klopp could have made by now.
Yeah, I mean...
And we've been in the Europa League final as well. So it could be 3 or 6 or 4 or 6. Yeah, it's impressive, I'll put it that way.
Liverpool in a European context, particularly from this country, totally unrivaled.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, totally unrivaled.
Yeah.
Liverpool, when you discuss Liverpool in a European context, you don't really talk about other English clubs, I don't think. I think you talk about Liverpool and you compare them to AC Milan, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich.
It's that
then
getting
it's not
over
Man
the
United,
5,
Chelsea.
Because for a long time they were stuck at that 4.
Yeah.
And then the fifth one came with
played in
Benitez,
Istanbul,
unexpected.
Yeah.
But, you know, it signalled a change in Liverpool really moving into the modern era football. Then they went to another final, lost that again to AC Milan.
But
then
it's constant,
long
isn't
way.
it? It's constant, though. It's a constant knocking on the door. Like, because even when I was a kid, I remember Robbie Fowler scoring in front of the Stretford end at Old Trafford. And I remember Robbie Fowler being given loads of stick from the Man United fans and him going like that, doing the 4-2.
Yeah.
So it's always been a thing. Even when you say there was a gap, and there was, you were still double your nearest rival. You were still twice as many as your nearest rival.
Yeah. And I think the point is with Liverpool as well, they've been so relentless, they've been so competitive in recent years, that even when they've gotten to positions like they got into tonight, they go, oh, of course we've forgotten to play in the first half. And there is an element of them being, what's the phrase, inevitable. It felt inevitable once they turned it on. And I know, obviously, we can say that, but you saw in the first half there were loads of sloppy touches. It was similar in a way to when they played Man City and weren't on it in that first half.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they switch it on.
Kick into gear.
And you see the touch is a bit snappier. The players are in different positions. They're running in different ways. Just a slightly.
I think a lot of that's Klopp though as well. Like,
Klopp
don't get me
switches
wrong,
on.
the players obviously elevate their own performances, and individual responsibility is very important in a game like that. There's not much Klopp can do once you cross the white line. But the half was so bad. Villarreal was so dominant. Everything had gone wrong. The score was level, and you were away from home.
It was probably our worst half of football that I've seen Liverpool play this season, just in terms of tempo, touch on the ball, competitiveness, tackles. Everything was off.
Everything was off, and the score was level, and you're away from home. So they're in the ascendancy, really. I know they wouldn't be because it's Liverpool, but in theory they're the favourites. It's a draw. There's three quarters of the game is played, and the scores are level, and you're at their stadium, and they're in the ascendancy. They're favourites.
Their fans are rocking.
And their fans are rocking.
All 50,000 people from the town. If you're a thief,
that's a night to go out. That is a night to go out. But everything should be leading up to us talking about Liverpool's departure from the tournament. And even in that fairly anxious moment for Liverpool, nobody really saw a world where they go out. That's how good it is. That's how Klopp comes out at half-time, tweaks a few things, clever change of personnel, and wallop. Helping hand from the keeper.
The goalkeeper definitely won't have made many friends in the city tonight. I've got to admit, I think with a better goalkeeper, we might see Liverpool. Maybe they score one less.
Well, mate, if you know that moment, Fabinho. You know the Fabinho. Look, it's all very well talking about Mane going around the kit. Look, it's big, but it's about Fabinho. If that doesn't go in, it's 0-0 for a bit longer. Liverpool start getting twitchy. You never know what happens at the other end because momentum is a thing. Goals have an impact on the way that the game goes. Keep the Fabinho one out. It's near post through your legs. What the hell, mate? You're in a Champions League semi-final.
Klopp will have been saying it's 0-0 at this point. If they go up, all we need to do is score. So get out there, go and get a goal, put it beyond them in this tie. And I think it deflated the stadium. It shows Liverpool are not just here to compete as equals anymore. They see themselves as in the ascendancy. They see themselves as at that elite level in Europe, and they want to capitalise. This is a reminder of me, for me, of the likes of Bayern Munich when they were dominant in Europe. I think this is England dominating, and really, it should be no surprise that we're very likely to see City versus...
Spain had their moments, didn't they?
It reminds me of that
Spain,
as well.
Spain had their moments, and obviously what Spain have had, which England have never had...
National and domestic lining up.
Well, England have never had... Like, we've had clubs from England, but we've never had an intercity one, whereas Spain have. Atletico versus Real was an intercity Champions League final. What does that say about your city? We've never had that.
We've come... What's the closest we've
probably Man City Liverpool.
Yeah.
If it's Man City Liverpool in terms of mileage, that's what, 50 miles?
Yeah, a canal.
Yeah. So not much between them. Yeah, but no, we've obviously had Chelsea, Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City. Any other all English?
Liverpool, Tottenham.
Liverpool, Tottenham. Yeah, but we're talking 220 miles. Each thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but this does feel very much like a golden era for the Premier League.
What a change though at half time. Luis Diaz comes on. I think Luis Diaz is it's quite interesting to see. He's been there for 5 months now, probably closer to 4.
Yeah.
And we're looking at him being such an influential player within that side, so well liked. You saw him, he scored the header, his movement's fantastic. It's a real lesson actually, I'd say, for Liverpool and anyone else who's out there doing transfers. If you get your guy and can bed them in quickly, it can be season changing.
Totally. Like, look, his impact, it's not going to be this because he's at Liverpool. But, if he had that sort of an impact and wasn't playing for one of the best teams in the world, it would be Player of the Year. Like, his impact has been strong enough. When a player lands and they play half the time as everyone else, but they're still fans Player of the Year.
Yeah.
His impact has been strong enough to be fans Player of the Year. He won't get that because of the brilliance of Salah or whatever. But it's good enough to be in that conversation for Player of the Year. Like, there have been examples of players playing for half a season and winning that accolade.
And the frustration, I think, for Liverpool is that really they did let themselves down in that first half today. They did show there were some weaknesses there. They are in the Champions League final though. But
you know what was good about that goal as well, the Diaz goal? So obviously he came when he changed the game, but
he took everything wide. The emphasis has been on the left wing for Liverpool this season.
Exactly, but he's run through, he's timed the run brilliantly. Trent Alexander-Arnold shows you a bit about the minerals of Liverpool actually, because it's a brave substitution, he comes in. Alexander-Arnold wasn't having his best game, but it was his cross, left foot, wasn't it? Didn't he cut in a left foot cross onto his head?
Trent loves trying to find that area of the pitch.
Yeah.
I've heard him talk about it a lot, about how he loves passing it out to Diaz. He loves the out ball. He got the goal in the Champions League earlier on this season. There were lots of really impressive moments from Trent tonight where I think Klopp went in and went, here's what we're going to do. You're going to keep spamming the ball out to Luis Diaz and whoever else, and we're going to open up so much more space. And it did, because he was going up against Foyth, and Foyth just had no confidence.
He hasn't got the answer.
No.
Like, he's not... sometimes football, it's tactical and it's managerial and it's clever and it's sort of thinking lines and defensive capability and whatever. Sometimes it's just, this geezer's better at football than me. And Diaz is a better footballer than Foyth.
And there is...
That's why Foyth was launched out of Tottenham and Diaz was brought into Liverpool. That's why he's so out of his depth.
And also when you've got no reply, when you basically go, well, what are we doing then?
Yeah. Sometimes football is very simple. He's a better footballer than me.
What now?
What can I do here? Yeah.
What am I now doing? Yeah. And then not only that, but I think Mane turned it on in the second half. He looked annoyed. I think Liverpool's midfield really changed things. Keita actually had a much better second half. They tweaked Keita's role.
Yeah.
And in the past, the temptation, and even for me as a Liverpool fan, would have been take Keita off, bring Henderson on, get a foot on the ball. What they actually did was they showed faith in Keita and faith in the shape of the midfield and went, go a little bit further forward, change your position ever so slightly, you'll open up the whole game. And he did. He was basically a fourth attacker at times, more often than not.
He's a very good player who did enough.
He's been a key part for Liverpool this season.
No, especially lately when it matters. Business end.
Yeah. Really impressive.
On a final, mate. Got to push you. Your channel. I need answers.
I want either City or Real Madrid. One or the other.
I think we can deliver on that hope.
What you hate is obviously an English final, because it makes it more of a coin flip. I feel like Liverpool have got some unfinished business with Real Madrid, and with Man City.
Your performance in the league was good. Your performance in the league was good against them. You knocked them out of the cup in the semi-final of the FA Cup.
They will feel though that they didn't perform.
You're European elite. They're not.
But they will feel that this is.
They'll have something to prove.
Something's written. They will feel they want to go out there and win.
Who do you want to play?
I would.
Who do you think you play? Who do you think?
I think we play City, because I think City. I think City come through it on the night. I think
City will.
I think City still. I think City are very much, their line at the moment will be, Liverpool think they're on for a quadruple. We're on for a historic double.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think that Liverpool should want to play City. Because look, you say it's Real Madrid. I think you're a better team than Real Madrid. I think you've got a better manager now, not necessarily historically, 5 leagues and all that. Like, Carlo Ancelotti is a legend, but I think Klopp is more peak than Ancelotti, obviously.
Sure.
And I also think that, in theory, you should be very confident. But you know how I hold Liverpool in really high regard in Europe? 13 times, mate. 13 times. Kroos, Casemiro, Modric, Benzema. It's Real Madrid.
It is.
Whereas Man City, for Liverpool, brush them
But
aside.
it is Pep Guardiola though, and there is that immediate. There's so much narrative both ways. I actually think it comes down to tactically. I almost wonder whether Klopp and Liverpool would rather play City, better the devil you know, than better the devil you don't, in that you don't know what Real Madrid side's going to turn up almost.
Yeah,
it's almost better to play City with this meta mind
City
game.
could panic. City could panic. Do you know who doesn't panic? Serial Champions League winner Carlo Ancelotti.
And Benzema.
Benzema doesn't panic. Modric doesn't panic. It wouldn't be in Modric's top 5 games he's played in his career. Genuinely. He's played in World Cup finals. He's played in countless Champions League finals. Whereas Man City could panic. Phil Foden could be overawed. I'm not saying he will be, but he could be. And I think Liverpool won't be.
I get what you're saying.
Also, there'll be 1 billion Liverpool fans in the stadium if it's Man City, whereas I imagine it will be a bit more equal if it's Real Madrid. Real Madrid didn't travel well, did they, in the previous rounds? But in a final, maybe it's different.
Oh, it definitely is.
Real Madrid have got the numbers.
Yeah, their influence in Europe gets them in there as well.
Yeah, true.
I still think this game could be season defining for Liverpool. First half, where they get all of that out of their system and go, we do not want another half like that. We don't want to go back out there. And then
there was a resilience on display.
It is resilient.
It's good to feel that you can be strong like that. When
relentless and resilient. Those are the two words, and those are the exact words you want when you're playing Real Madrid or Man City in a Champions League final.
Great, congratulations
in Paris. Thank you, Rory. Thanks for watching with me as well. Lots of people looking for Liverpool to fail tonight. They didn't. We will see you guys over the weekend with Rory, but tomorrow night when Liverpool will play Man City. Man City will play Real Madrid. But I did give you something Freudian there where it's basically, I think Man City make the final. Let me know who you think makes it in the comments below. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.